As Vladimir Putin continues to reel from Ukraine forces repelling his attempt to seize the country, a former paratrooper has written a tell-all book about the chaotic state of the Russian military heading into the invasion. In his self-published memoir, Pavel Filatiev paints a picture of a completely ill-prepared and ill-equipped Russian army that generally had no idea what was happening during the attack. The former paratrooper, who's currently seeking asylum in France, wrote that he didn't even know his platoon was invading Ukraine until he woke up to shells being fired. He described Russian forces carrying rusty guns and uniforms that didn't even fit as they struggled to survive in a country that Filatiev said we had no moral right to attack. I woke up at around 2 a.m., he writes. The column was lined up somewhere in the wilderness, and everyone had turned off their engines and headlights, he continues. I couldn't understand, are we firing at advancing Ukrainians? Or maybe at NATO? Or are we attacking? Who is this hellish shelling aimed at? Later, he characterizes the Russian army as lacking basic supplies. During a military operation in occupied Kherson in March, he writes, desperate Russian soldiers raided buildings looking for food, water, showers, and a place to sleep, and looted everything they could find of value, including computers and clothing. Despite exposing the conditions of Putin's terrible war, Filatiev is facing criticism for the book from anti-Russian and Ukraine sources because of his participation in the initial attack. Ukrainian critics have called him an unreliable narrator and complicit in the violence, while Russian opposition activist Ivan Zhdanov says the former paratrooper has blood on his hands. Meanwhile, a Russian missile launched from the border city of Belgorod last night misfired and instead fell down on its own territory. The strike was allegedly due to hit Kharkiv but fell down near residential buildings in the city where Kremlin weaponry is stored for attacks on Ukraine. Footage shared online shows the Iskander missile tearing through the sky before it starts its rapid descent down to earth and explodes in a fireball. Earlier this week, panicked Russians were seen desperately fleeing Belgorod after Ukraine unleashed a string of overnight missiles. The latest Kremlin blunder shows the residents could well have been escaping their own missiles. Footage taken from the city's railway station on Monday night shows civilians trying to cram onto the midnight train. The mad rush came after videos were shared on Telegram of Ukrainian missiles flying over the city before they were interrupted by defense systems.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.